Welcome to the Sober Barkeep from Anderson's Guitar Bar here in League City, Texas. Glad to be with you today. Today, we're going to try something a little bit different. This is going to be the first episode where we actually try a non-alcoholic distilled spirit. And so, what better one to start with than Seedlip's Spice 94. Seedlip is out of England, and they have as their claim to fame to be the first distiller to produce and market non-alcoholic spirits. And they released this particular product. This is one of three in their line. They produced this and released it in November of 2015. So it's not been on the market quite 5 years yet. This November will make 5 years. So that kind of shows you the infancy of the distilled spirits, non-alcoholic distilled spirits. So there's surprisingly a decent number of them out there for you to try. They're interesting. They're different. They have to have the same process, basically to remove the alcohol that you would have in beer or wine through either heat or reverse osmosis. The big difference is typically alcohol spirits are in the 40% alcohol range, about 80 proof. So to bring these down to the legal limit of below 0.5%, you're removing a lot of alcohol. And your drinks, if you have a mixed drink with one of these products and mix it the same way you would with a regular spirit, basically you'd have to have 80 of these to be the equivalent alcohol level of a single mixed drink with a distilled spirit, with a full alcohol distilled spirit. So the ratio is quite a bit different even than the beer that we've been trying on the episodes here. So Seedlip, out of England, they have a very interesting process. They utilize a lot of herbs and spices, and they have a process where they go and actually distill each one of the individual ingredients separately. They then do a filtering process. They do a mixing process together, and they end up with a product. This doesn't claim to be a distilled gin or distilled whiskey. It's a distilled spirit based on those particular ingredients. And so it's got a little bit of, it's not like you're trying to compare this to a gin or a whiskey, which we'll do on episodes here. But this is the very first one that came out, so I thought it'd be appropriate for us to start with this particular one. And we'll do that. So we're going to try this. When we do the spirits, we'll do these three different ways. We'll do them neat, which is just basically poured out of the bottle so we can test the aroma, kind of the mouth feel a little bit. Many of these early on, like this one here, and there's a couple other ones that they'll tell you right up front that although you can drink them neat, that's not what they're intended. They're intended to be mixed in mixed drinks. But I still like to try, and we will try, we'll take a look at mouthfeel, the aroma, kind of the taste factor, the mouthfeel, and how that compares to an alcoholic spirit. And then we'll put them in mixed drinks and give them a shot. So this is Seedlip Spice 94. This is the very first product they came out with. They've got a garden variety that's more herbaceous, and then they've just come out with a citrus variety that's got more of obviously a citrus flavor to it. This one here is their claim to fame to start. So they released this almost 5 years ago. So we'll start off with, it's very clear. I mean, it's got the look and actually kind of the texture out of the bottle that you would see with water. I mean, it's got that. Boy, I can tell you, right out of the bottle, got a lot of really nice aroma to it. It's kind of got a clove allspice nose on it. Really nice. These, I would say, back when I was doing wine tastings at the house, we'd always start with an aperitif to start the evening off, just something nice and light to drink. It's kind of got that kind of a smell to it. When you taste it straight out of the bottle, not the greatest, I'll tell you. Although, got a lot. The more you get it, it's got the texture of water. It's like flavored water from a texture standpoint, but it's got some very interesting, complex flavors that as you've got it in your mouth, you start off. And even on the tip of the tongue, you've got some of the clove kind of the allspice feel, but on the back of the tongue you get citrus, and so this is an interesting product. So Not a whole lot of mouthfeel to it. Again, it's kind of like flavored water from that standpoint. We'll put a little ice on it because a lot of times you can take a spirit, put a little bit of ice to it on the rocks, if you will. It does dilute a little bit. We'll put a little more in here. And it does bring out some flavor in some alcohols when you put it on rocks. So we'll give it that way. Still nice aroma. In this way, a little better. When you first try it neat, it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little, it's a little attacking, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. And a little strong in different areas. This kind of tames it down a little bit, but still probably not something that I would sit around and sip on. But it's really not bad. It actually has a nice, nicer flavor once you've got it on the rocks. Now we're going to try it. One of the ways that they recommend mixing it is with ginger ale. So we're just going to go with straight up Canada Dry ginger ale. Put a little bit in this. We're going to mix it about 2 parts of the alcohol to 1 part mixer. And what I found in some of these non-alcoholic spirits is you mix them a little light with the mixer because some of these are a little more delicate and they don't have the alcohol to kind of have the attack once you've got the mixer in there. So we're going to go with a little bit of ginger ale and about 2 parts Seedlip to 1 part ginger ale. And now we've got something that's very interesting. And I like this, actually. This has a nice aperitif flavor to it. We used to use different products that we would try that were kind of light. Vermouth was one that we would just put on the ice with a twist of lemon. And I'll tell you, this kind of has, once you put the ginger ale in there, let it mix good, it kind of has that same kind of flavor. Still has the nice nose to it. But it does have that kind of flavor of straight up vermouth on the ice with a twist of lemon. So if you kind of like that and you want a nice light aperitif, something to have before dinner, something that you can just sit around, talk to folks when they come in to visit before you eat, this I would recommend this. This is actually pretty good. So from a mocktail standpoint, I would say once you mix this is in the 4 range. I like this. It's not something I would drink every day. I would drink for certain occasions, but there are alcohols in every bar that you drink for just certain occasions, and I think this is one of those that if you're looking for something to have pre-dinner in an aperitif style, I'd recommend this. I'd recommend that you get this and try it. I look forward to actually trying the citrus variety of this that's just come out recently. I like this, so I'm gonna give this a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 based on the mixing it with ginger ale, and I think in the future we'll try it with some other mixes that are recommended on their site, on their website. I like this, I really do. And so for our first shot at taking a look at a non-alcoholic spirit, that's a pretty good one to try. So I hope if you want to give it a shot, this is one to start with. I think it's well worth it. It's actually very reasonably priced as well, I think you'll find. So from the Sober Barkeep, live well and drink smart.